Sorry, I'm late. But I was having a special brew made. I was having a nice cup of coffee ground, and I ran it through the AeroPress, did a little video, and I just finished it up right now, so that's why I'm late. And I don't usually drink just straight coffee like this. I drink espresso or maybe a cappuccino, but it's very good, very smooth, very light. It's nice. And then I got my water. Today we're going to go over the news. That's what we're going to talk about today. Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello. Hello, Dale. Hello, everybody out there, whoever you may be. And I know some people will be coming in soon, but good morning. Sawatdee Ton Chow. And let me tell you something. I've been running around. I've been running myself ragged, or my wife's been running me ragged. Lots of stuff to do. Yeah, didn't get much sleep last night. Anyway, we're going to go over the news today, but right now, I just want to say the dollar is at 34.15, which, let me tell you, it went under 34. And I'm going, what's going on here, man? I'm sweating it because I don't like anything under 35. 34, okay, I can deal with it, but you know, you're losing money. I mean, really, it's been 37 for a long time, so you're losing 10%, almost 10%. So if before you're getting 37,000, now you're getting 34,000. It's like you're losing 3,000 baht. That's what it is now, 34.15. I really hope it goes back up to 35. There's a lot of stuff going on in Thailand with the Bank of Thailand, and also in America with the Fed. So we'll see what happens. Only time will tell. I'm still waiting to see exactly how much the Social Security COLA, the cost of living adjustment, will be. And I think you'll learn what that is in October, I think. So that'll be good to know. Anyway, 69 is the AQI, Air Quality Index. It's 83 degrees right now, high at 92, low of 78, and I feel like temperature is 85 degrees. Good morning, everybody. And the humidity is 80%. And rain is forecast through Friday. So it's been raining. I mean, I got a video. I haven't put it up yet. It's just a little clip. I'll put it up in the community tab. It's like a minute and a half of absolutely torrential rains here. I mean, I'm at the laundromat, and just rain is just coming down. And I mean, it was like, it's not like drizzling or raining kind of steady. No, it was just, I mean, wind was blowing the rain. I'm standing there going, I can't believe this. And I had a motorcycle driver. I'm like, dude, I'm not going. No, I'm not going. But then after about 10 minutes, it calmed down, and it was still raining, and I still got wet. But I went home. But man, that rain was so hard. I haven't seen it that hard in, I don't know, maybe a year. So anyway, that's what's going on. Let's see, what else is going on before I start in the news. Our house, we lost our house. We lost the house that we wanted, which really sucks. But they do have another one for us. Instead of it being 5 bathrooms, it's 4, which I guess is okay. But anyway, we'll go look at that in about 2 weeks, because my wife is away now. And so yeah, we'll do that. And so because she's away, I'm doing all the work at the house. I'm keeping the house running, which she usually does that, and she does it very easily. For me, I'm like, I gotta wake this kid up, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, then I gotta go here, then I gotta go there. Oh man, she's been running me ragged. So that's what's going on in my life. That's what's going on here. But a lot of news. There's been a lot of news, and I meant to do it a couple days ago, and I didn't do it. The very first thing is that, you know, obviously Thaksin he's free, and he's able to do pretty much whatever he wants, except he cannot go into politics. However, his daughter is in politics, and the first thing I said, honestly, the first thing I said when he got in was, well, or she got in, rather, sorry. It's like he got in. I said, does anybody feel odd about this, that his daughter is in office and he'll be running things from behind the scenes, he'll be pulling the puppet strings? And sure enough, she gets in, nobody says anything. Now a couple days, what was it, August 16th, about a week goes by, and now people are coming out saying things about, hey, you can't have him running things. And then he gives his first speech a couple days ago, and this speech was laying out his 14-point plan to fix the Thai economy. Now, personally, I don't care what he has to say, because to me, he's a civilian. He may be a rich civilian, but he's a civilian. I don't want him to run the government. I didn't like him then, I don't like him now. And Dowlo, what's happening? How you doing? Where are you? You're back from Italy. Good morning, Jim. God, you know, I don't know what it is, but yesterday morning, I shit you not, I woke up and I was like, man, my arm feels strange, you know? And it still feels strange. And what it feels like is this arm is really strong and it feels normal. And this arm feels like if I pick up even now, if I pick up a glass, I can feel my hand shaking. And the only thing that I can think, besides some kind of a nerve disease or something, and I don't think it's that, because, you know, that's a little drastic, but I think right here, I think it's like your funny bone or something, and I think maybe I hit it, and it's just, you know, when you, I don't know how to describe it, but I feel like this hand has 100% strength, and this hand now is like dead. It just will just, I have no power with it. And so I'm waiting to go back and lift weights, but man, it is just, yeah, it's really bad. I don't know. I mean, you know, tennis elbow, it goes away if you don't, you know, use the elbow, but it's really bad. I've never had this before. It's not a sign of aging. I mean, it may be a symptom of aging, but I think there's a reason why that it's the way that it is. Because when I grab a glass, as soon as I start to grab, my hand starts to shake. And it's a little worrying, but I want to see how it goes in a couple of days. So, anyway, so getting back to Thaksin. He's got this 14-point plan. He gave a speech. Now, he was speaking at a dinner talk event, probably making, you know, a large sum of money. Vision for Thailand 2024, hosted by the Nation Group. And, you know, when it comes to what he's involved in, quite frankly, I don't care, because to me, he's a crook. Now, maybe he paid his dues, but he's still a crook. And so he's got these 14 things here, these 14-point plan to improve the Thai economy to the new Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra, his daughter, and new members of the cabinet. The plan can be summarized as follows. Now, in proposing this plan to his daughter, if she picks up 9/10 of it, he's pulling her strings. She needs to make decisions for herself. She doesn't need daddy behind her, pushing her along, telling her what to do. All right, so I'm just going to go over these real quick. Restructure household and business debts. Okay, any idiot could do that. coordinate with Bank of Thailand in setting economic policies, which they should already have that going on now. Restructure Thai industries. Yeah, okay. Good luck with that. Boost SMEs competitiveness. Increase soft power promotion efforts. Reform the agricultural sector. Oh, let's just reform the agricultural sector. Enhance the tourism industry to generate more revenue. Wait, aren't they trying to do that now without him? They don't need him to say something about that. Promote investments in entertainment complexes, as casinos will only be accountable for 10% of the space in each complex. Thailand must attract investors in other related businesses, including theme parks and hotels. Thailand, I hate to say this, is complete, and you know, not that every other country doesn't do this. Thailand is completely whoring itself out. And I would say you can look at Muay Thai and you can say they once had the greatest fighters ever. And, you know, no, that's not what he's talking about. He's not talking about weed. I think he hates weed. Well, that's good that way. And you can get a 30-day extension if you need it. I mean, this just irritates me to no end, and you know, I try not to think about it because I don't want to be irritated. I don't want to be stressed out about it. I don't want to think about it. Start large-scale investment projects such as flood and drought prevention initiatives. I don't even want to continue with that. Make Thailand a global financial hub. Well, they've been trying to do that for years. And, you know, I do think they're doing a pretty good job, but like him saying that, nobody needs to hear him say that. Thailand can study the strategies of Dubai and Singapore. Improve the measure to extend foreigners' land lease to 99 years. I think it used to be 99 years. He proposed that the landowner transfers the title deed to the Treasury Department, which will serve as a middleman to rent the land to foreigners. After 99 years, the land would automatically become state properties, eliminating the concerns that foreigners could take away the country's land. Listen, I know everybody is concerned about, oh, I can own this, I can own that. And frankly, you know, the Thais are not going to let you own anything outright, like the land. I don't know what my wife is for. She just sent me something. But quite frankly, that's why I got a wife. I trust my wife. She can own the land, she can own the house, I don't care. And guess what? After that, my sons can own the land and own the house, and their sons and their families. So I'm not concerned about it. But I know other people. Monetize the underground economy. Thai people spend around 3 trillion baht a year on online gambling and are losing around 170 billion baht annually. Didn't, what's that guy, Big Joke? Didn't he get busted for being involved in a gambling ring? And now here he is saying, oh, let's monetize the underground economy. Number 13, expand the Vayu Pak funds. The state-owned securities fund should focus on purchasing stocks in the SET 50 and SET 100 list that are undervalued. Okay, whatever. Reduce the size of government agencies and reform the bureaucratic system. Now that is a good idea, I admit. The outdated, cumbersome system can be enhanced by modern technology to improve speed and efficiency. Budgeting for government agencies should also be streamlined to eliminate unnecessary expenses. I don't know what my wife is sending me. I tell her I'm streaming, and she just sends it anyway. My wife owns the land and house. I'm just a guest. I don't really look at it that way, since I pay some of the bill. I don't ever think of it that way. And you know, the thing is do you have somebody in your family? I mean, unless you did something drastically, really dastardly, you know, like you were screwing her three sisters in her bed or something like, and she caught you. I would hope that if you get married, you can trust your wife enough to where she understands that while her name is on the deed, it's your house. It's not, hey, it's my house. No, if I'm paying for it or some of it, I'll pay for some of it, quite frankly. I won't pay for all of it. It's not because I don't want to, but it's because I got a lot of other things that I got to pay for. And that's how we work it out. But I would hope that if you're in a relationship, that your relationship is solid enough with somebody you're going to marry, no less, that you could trust them. And they're not going to go, well, sorry, I know you put in 2 million baht or 3 million baht, whatever it is. You put in your portion, I put in mine. Now the house is mine. What kind of woman is that? So you got to make sure that if you're going, I mean, you know, I hate to harp on about this, but you really got to try to pick someone who you can trust and you can be with, and it's your best friend and all these other things. Okay, a lot of news and opinion articles regarding him. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Good day, mate. He's one hell of a politician. I don't put it that way. He's one hell of a crook. But okay, he's a politician too. And how many politicians really aren't crook? What's mine is hers and what's hers is hers. Yeah, okay. You believe that, Galdo. I don't believe it. Sorry. You know. And so what really makes me laugh about this is critics warn Thaksin off politics. Ruling party may run into trouble over outsider influence. Now, let me go on about this here before I start on something else. Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra and the new government could be in trouble if they allow themselves to be controlled by former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, according to political observers. Thaksin's attempts to micromanage the government will only backfire on the new Prime Minister and his daughter. The more he is trying to speak in public and act as if he is the manager of the government, the more resistance he will face. Yeah, I don't like that. To me, it's like you were found guilty. Whether people like it or not, he's a crook. And he came in here, he had 8 years to do. Oh, he got pardoned down to 1 year, and because of his medical conditions, he got out of jail. He didn't serve a day in jail. He was in a government hospital. So tell me how corrupt that is. To me, it looks very corrupt, but you know, what do I know? In particular, Ms. Paetongtarn could be in trouble if Pheu Thai, of which she is the leader, allows itself to be controlled and influenced by Thaksin. Let's see here. Thaksin's remarks during the event underscored the belief that he remains the real boss behind the ruling Pheu Thai party and the new government. Some argued his speech on Thursday was nothing more than an abridged version of the policy statement that Paetongtarn government will soon deliver in Parliament. It would be best if he acts behind the scenes quietly to deal with the coalition. No, but he's too arrogant. He really is too arrogant, and he's just bloated, arrogant, way too confident in himself. And well, you know, yeah, okay, I guess when you have that kind of money that he has, a lot of times you put some money into something that turns into a lot more money. And people love that, and that's why they love him. People love him because he's got a lot of money and he spreads it around. It says here, Section 28 prohibits a party from letting an outsider control, influence, or guide its activities in a way that affects the independence of the party and its member. Section 29 bars non-party members from dominating, influencing, or directing party affairs both directly and indirectly to limit party members' freedom. Section 108 stipulates punishments against the offender in Section 29 with a jail term of 5 to 10 years and or a fine of between 100,000 to 200,000 baht. The offender will also lose his or her right to run in elections. Taxing is the main factor. It would be best if he kept quiet. Now, imagine if he got, and you know, look to the future a little bit. He runs his mouth a little bit too much. Boom, someone in politics goes after his daughter being influenced by him. Then they go after him. The next thing you know, she's out. They want to put him in jail. And he wants to run again. But he doesn't want to run because, oh, I'm too old and I'm sickly and I can't do this and that. You don't look too old and sickly to me. So when I see this, good morning. When I see this, it really just irks me. He irks me. And I don't know why. I mean, quite honestly. I think he's a bit of a prick. An arrogant prick. I don't think he's, you know, like trying to do everything for the right reasons. I think he's got his own agenda. That's what I think. That's my feelings. Who knows if they're right or not. Let's see. These issues could pile pressure on Ms. Petongkan, forcing her to dissolve the House as a solution. He also said any attempts to include lèse-majesté on the list of offenses that would be pardoned under a political amnesty bill could also snowball into another major problem for the government, given that Thaksin still faces a Section 112 case regarding an interview he gave to Sport Media in 2016. And you know, here's the thing. This guy will probably die before he ever goes to jail, anything happens to him. I understand that. But it shows, you know, when you look at Thai politics, this is how it's always been. Look, the guy who won did not get in as prime minister. People voted the guy in. And the politicians said, no, we're gonna go with this other person. He supported the coup of his younger sister and did an interview, and now he's got this 112, Section 112 pending against him. And so I just think the whole thing with Thaksin just stinks. And really, I don't know how any other way to say it. This is very clear to me. It stinks. Now, they're saying, oh, everybody's concerned about the economy. I don't know, but to me, it looks like the Thai economy is doing pretty well, aside from lately. But in the past couple of years, it seems like it's been doing fairly well, and the people are more prosperous. They're making more money. Poverty is not nearly what it was 20 years ago. So, you know, now supposedly the funds will be, these 10,000 baht will be distributed to vulnerable people via the welfare card. It's supposed to distribute 10,000 baht via a digital wallet to about 50 million eligible Thais. And that hangs in the balance following the dismissal of the previous prime minister. Yeah, and you know, Thaksin's trying to stick his nose in this as well. Anyway, I don't want to talk about him anymore. I'm getting irritated now. He's irritating. He's irritating me. All right, so now I just saw this one. This one just popped up. 14-year-old teen has been shot dead over online chats. And we were talking about social media a couple of days ago and how it has a negative impact on this country and really every other country. But a 14-year-old boy has been arrested. Okay, he shot a 16-year-old a 16-year-old boy, in a fit of jealousy prompted by online chats. You know, honestly, if I had it my way, you know, I know I have to use my phone for many reasons, and maybe one of the things that I could try to do in the next, say, year is transition away from having a phone and only use my phone if I absolutely have to. You know, like if I need to, in order to check into the airline or something, I've got to scan something, or if I've got to use a bank, you know, this is the thing. Like you cannot go to SCB's, Siam Commercial Bank. They have no website anymore. All they have is an app. You can't go to their website. There is no website. Which, okay, so, you know, I understand you're on a computer, but like on my phone, I want to listen to music on my phone. I don't even really want to watch videos on my phone. I want to listen to music sometimes. And what else? Check my emails, maybe get a message from a friend or something, and call long distance. Other than that, I don't want to use it for anything else. Anyway, in Nong Kratam, in Sabat district, they found the victim, identified as Supakit, lying in a pool of blood with a gunshot wound to his chest. He died before reaching the hospital. Victim's friend, where is it at here? Said they were riding a motorbike to buy food when they were attacked by two people on another motorcycle. One of them shot him while he was sitting on the back. They tracked down the shooter, found out he was the driver of the other motorcycle, and his girlfriend was the passenger. The motive of the shooting was jealousy, as the deceased often chatted with the suspect's girlfriend online. Police have detained the couple for further questioning. Okay. So, stupid teenagers. Listen, I know that this may shock some people. You can always get another woman. You may not want to. It may be a pain in the ass. You got to start over again. You got to get to know them. You got to see, can you trust them? Are they full of shit? What's going to happen? And, you know, listen, you might go through 20 of them before you find a decent one, and then it doesn't work out for whatever reason. Or you might go through 100 of them. You may never find one. But killing somebody is not the answer. That's just not the way that it works. Now, I saw this one, and this was kind of interesting to me, that this traveler, his name is Mike Rary, he told People magazine about his stay at a cheap spot in Bangkok. And every time I see this, I go, all right, how cheap? $1 a night for an Airbnb room in Bangkok, which he documented in a video. What's inside $1 Airbnb? I guess they have a U.S. flag, they have a power outlet, and Wi-Fi. It's a little cramped in here. Laundry, workstation, this is the kitchen, got a rice cooker, boiler, shared refrigerator for all Airbnb guests. Then highlighting the shower, a bucket he could fill with water, and ladle he could use to pour it. It's not much of a shower. Well, listen, we have a shower in one bathroom, and that's what we have in the other bathroom. We have a big, it's a garbage can. Big garbage can full of water and a bucket, like a ladle, and we use that to take a shower. That doesn't bother me. I don't care. As long as I get clean, as long as I'm not stinky, it doesn't matter. So, okay, and this is a Thai-style house. It's made of wood. It's kind of patched together, and he has to climb up to get to the second floor, apparently. Somebody wrote on YouTube that the place he was staying is a shack, but for $1 a day, you can't really complain. He said he started vlogging after being there for a month and a half, and, you know, listen to this. He shared videos about renting a scooter for $6 for 6 hours. Wow, 200 baht. Eating a kratom leaf. And then, you know, I went to the kratom leaf where it's Instagram, and he wrote, I tried kratom leaf in he didn't really, I don't think he did it right. I think he ate the stems and all. This guy writes to him, fold, rip the stem out, fold more into a little package, bite it, and then put it under your lip. Oh, those are sold. Guatam is sold almost everywhere in a smoke shop in America. Like, big deal. You don't think it's sold everywhere here? I mean, there are bags, and it comes from here. There's bags and bags and bags. I got to go down to the market after I'm done here. I have errands to do. You know, honeydews. I got to do things that my wife wants me to do. Carnivore, there you are. As long as they are not pushing the WHO, UN, NWO, and the elite agenda, I'm okay with whoever's running the government or the country, but not looking good so far. No. And you know, I'm not picky. I don't care. Just like you, I don't care who runs the government. I don't care what they do, as long as they don't start implementing things that are directed at me or foreigners that are really negative. And I have not seen that, honestly. Oh, we don't accept the notarized affidavit of income anymore. Oh, I'm leaving Thailand, bastards. Then leave. Oh, now instead of 400,000, it's 800,000. Well, guess what? They haven't raised that in many, many years. It's not a big deal. Okay? And as far as banks go, I don't care what some other idiots, I'm not going to name any names, online state, but you know, all you have to do is go into some banks, and if the banks say to you, no, you can't get an account here, you go to another bank, and then you go to another bank, and you might have to go to fucking 10 banks. I don't know. I don't have to. I never have had to. I've had to go to 2 or 3. That's the most I've ever gone to. And some of them will say you need an affidavit of your address from the embassy. It has to be notarized by the embassy. And that's okay. Whatever they say, you just do it and you get your bank account. And you know what? I hate to tell you, you don't have to keep a boatload of money in the bank. If you want, you can have, you can keep it under the bed, or I don't care where you keep it. But you need to have the bank so that you can pay bills. So that I hate to say it, but in this economy, in this atmosphere, in this country, things work best when you pay with the QR code, when you transfer money from bank to bank. Listen, here in Thailand, 10, 15, 20 years ago, you wanted to get somebody money, you could just transfer it to them. They got it immediately. In America, they didn't do that back then. Why? I don't know. Pretty good. I like Siam Commercial. I like Kashi Corn. I like Bangkok Bank. Thai Military, it's okay. What else do I have? UOB, United Overseas Bank. I have that. And I think that's it. I don't know. And I have 2 banks in the United States. And not a damn one of them has, hundreds of thousands of dollars in it. All right, so anyway, this guy, and he stepped into a hot tub-like waters of the Gulf of Thailand. I've done every one of those things, like 10 times over. But he doesn't mind sharing the sharing aspect of his stay. I had a really great time. I enjoyed the company of the other people who were staying there. Now, one thing he says here that I really liked. He says, my favorite part was hanging out with the host, as he doesn't host people for the sake of making money, but being able to make new friends from all around the world. Now that I understand. That's pretty cool. The guy just wants to, a young crowd to hang out with and to meet with, and it's all right, for $1 a day. I mean, he has 7 rooms at this place, so he probably has a pretty big spread there. But I thought that was pretty cool. So there are those places out there that are only $1 a day. I don't even want to look at this. All right, now, there's a couple of things that happened this past week that are pretty serious. Heavy rain has caused a landslide in Phuket. The death toll was 10. There are two additional missing persons. 250 households have been affected by the disaster. It says here that continuous rainfall from the night of August 22nd to the morning of August 23rd, today's what, the 25th? Measuring 200 millimeters of rainfall. This led to the landslide that caused fatalities. 7 Myanmar nationals, 1 Thai national, and 2 Russian nationals. Wow. Yeah, it's not good. Okay, this is Ms. Sukon Nakman, 34, originally from Trang province and residing in the landslide area from Nakut Mountain, recounted her escape. She was sleeping when she heard a loud noise and felt everything being dragged down, including walls and the roof. She ran to the roof to escape the flood and mud hit around 5 a.m. She suffered injuries including a cut eyebrow and scrapes on her arms and legs. Supposedly there is disaster prevention and mitigation involved. And it's just, this thing just, you know, I mean, you're getting tons of dirt going down the side of a mountain. They just blow right through the houses. But that brings up another subject, which is, you know, I said it's going to rain for the next week or so. In the south of Thailand, which is where my wife is right now, which I'm not too happy about, to be honest, because it's very dangerous right now because there is heavy rain. If anybody knows anything about Phuket, you know that Phuket, if you're trying to get to Phuket town or a lot of other places, that the roads are just terrible. I mean, I don't mean terrible like in terrible condition. I mean, they're very windy. You're on the side of a mountain, you know, and if you make a mistake, you're dust. So, you know, that's something that you really got to think about, and that's in Phuket. Her sister was telling her yesterday there's flooding where her mother's house is. It's her house now. And her sisters live there. And they, you know, the one sister was saying, yeah, it's really, really bad. The flooding is terrible. And she has a big lake next to the property. So, I mean, you know, you really gotta, it's really bad. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's, yeah, you don't want to be out in it. And like I said yesterday, I took like a minute and a half of a video of it raining. It was raining so hard. I will put it up into the community tab after the video, after this stream. I only use the QR code for payment and Apple Pay when I'm in Oz. Never like carrying cash. One happened near me in Phuket years ago. I thought it was an earthquake. The landslide happened because of the construction on it. I don't think that's what it was. I think it's because of the heavy rains. There's just too much rain. I mean, that land down there is extremely fertile. I mean, that's why they, you know, I mean, it's so green and like so lush, because the land is, you know, everything you plant there grows. All right, let me go here. Now, what is this here? Oh, I just wanted to say this real quick. Yeah, thank you, Jim. Yeah, do me a favor. Smash that like button. You got 41 people. We had 42 people in here. 14 thumbs up. I mean, what's up with that? come on. Smash the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, look down in the description. There's a number of ways to see what I'm doing and to check what's going on and just help support the channel and all that other stuff. Yeah, it's like a funny bone thing, man. And you know, I want to go back in the gym. I want to go, like, I want to start stepping up the training a little bit. I don't know what kind of stuff I can do and not do, but my arm is just not, it's not strong right now. It's like dead. I wanted to talk about this. There is a Japanese woman who replaced another Japanese woman, and she loves bananas, and she is now the world's oldest person at 116. Oh no, she wasn't Japanese, was she? Let me see here. She was Spanish. Okay. She has died at 117. Maria Brañas, the American born Spaniard, considered the world's oldest person at 117 years old, has died. And who took over? Well, Tomiko Utuka, a Japanese woman, becomes the world's oldest living person at 116 years old. She was born on May 23rd, get this, 1908. She lives in a nursing home in the city of Ashiya, a city in Hyogo Prefecture that also confirmed her birthday. She assumed the title of world's oldest person after Brañas' family announced the 117-year-old's death. And Guinness Book of World Records also confirmed her status as the oldest person. So that's interesting. And she just turned 116 3 months ago. So I'm hoping she makes it to 120. Born in Osaka, Ituka was a volleyball player in high school. She married at 20 and had 2 daughters and 2 sons, according to Guinness. She managed the office of her husband's textile factory during World War II. She lived alone in Nara after her husband died in 1979 before entering the nursing home. She climbed the 3,067-meter Mount Ontake twice and enjoyed long hikes even after she turned 100. That's fantastic. Very good. Alrighty, let's see here. I'll be there on Saturday and again 10 days after that. Okay, Jim. Good deal. Maybe I'll see you then. I got a lot going on right now, believe it or not. More than I want. I told my wife, I said, you know, like, I thought that this is going to be the time where I wind down and I kick my feet off and I don't do much. And that's not how it is. I'm doing more than ever before, pretty much. It's now 13 confirmed dead and I believe 11 missing, really. Let's see here. I don't see anything here about it, but I'll believe you. That's just too many. Anyway. I don't know in Thailand. Thailand already had more than 9,000 centenarians, according to National Statistics Survey. 9,000. Holy moly. Listen, my wife's, I think he was her great-grandfather. He was like 92 or 93. And he just used to hang out in the back of the house and just chill out. and like sleep, watch a little TV, and eat. They give him food and he would eat but he was pretty cool, but he died a little while ago. So there you go. I am much busier since I retired, doing all the things I couldn't do during a career. That's what happens, I guess. That and, the wife makes you, you know what? I mean, I do the stream and everything like that, and not quite as many videos anymore, but the thing is I start to get bored, and then, I find something to do for a little while, and then the next thing you know, I'm like, oh, okay. Sometimes I just fall asleep, then I wake up and I go, oh, I gotta go do this. And, man, my arm is just, I might need to go to the doctor. I don't like to do that. Yeah. What were we gonna do? My wife said to me, we've been doing too much lately. When I come back from this trip, we're gonna go somewhere for a couple of days. I said, great. So I think we may go to CASHAPP, or I don't know where. No idea. And then after that, my friend, I think he's gonna pull the trigger and go to Da Nang, and I think I'm gonna go, and maybe I'll take Nicholas, maybe I'll take Alex, I don't know. Maybe we'll all go. I don't really know. So that's kind of interesting that we may do all that. So that's just in the next 2 months. So we're pretty busy. I know people who retired and had no longer had purpose, just sitting around watching TV. They would pass away soon after. Yeah. Well, that's what usually happens. What is she doing? What is she sending me? I don't know what she sent me. I'm looking right now. Because usually when she sends me something, there's a reason. She doesn't send me stuff very often. Probably, you got to do this or you got to do that. I joined a local service club when I retired to police and nastiness. The politics and nastiness within the club was worse than... yeah, see, I don't need that stuff. I don't need that. And, that's why I try to limit what I do, every day, and that's why I try to limit things. All right, let's see what this is here. Insurance? Oh yeah, it is insurance. I don't know what it's for. Well, I'll have to look. All right. Anyway, let me get back to the news. I gotta stay focused. Let's see here. Okay. Pattaya police, now speaking of kratom, and I mentioned this the other day, but just to get into a little more, Pattaya police arrest motorcycle taxi driver for selling kratom juice, claims it was a side business. Now, they didn't arrest him for selling kratom juice. That's legal. You can sell leaves, you can sell tea. However, if you add in something like cough syrup, once you do that, it is illegal. And quite frankly, most of the places, that's what they serve. They serve you stuff that has cough medicine in it, so it gets you buzzed. You got to look for the stuff that doesn't have that in it. You have to ask for it. It says the police seized 5 bottles of kratom juice as evidence. That's peanuts. The arrest followed complaints from concerned residents who reported that the woman was secretly selling kratom juice mixed with cough syrup to students, youths, foreigners, and locals. Police organized a sting operation which led to her arrest. She's 60 years old. Poor lady, she's trying to make a buck, you know. According to the police, she claims she was selling the kratom as a side business to supplement her income during Thailand's economic downturn. Okay, so obviously things are not as good as I think they are, but anyway, she was initially charged with selling food products containing kratom without proper authorization. It's decriminalized in Thailand, but requires proper licensing from the Thai FDA. That's too bad. And they're, you know what it is? They're just 4 little, they're like 500-600 milliliter bottles. There's 4 of them, and then there's I think it's 1.5 milliliters, 1.5 liters. There's 1 bottle. So they got her with peanuts, man. But they go after these people, especially in Pattaya. They don't screw around in Pattaya. They go after it. I know, I mean, let me think how many there are now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 places just in this block that sell it. I mean, you drive by every day, they're selling it. And there's another girl, she sells the cough medicine that goes inside of it. Because I was like, oh, what's that? And I asked her, I go, what is that? She goes, and I go, oh, okay. Sorry, honey. You see, it's everywhere. And they show a picture. I don't know what street this is or where this is, but it's everywhere. So all I would say is just be careful. Be careful what you get yourself into, because you could be buying this stuff, and then, you know, because of that. Now, where's the plane crash? I thought I had the plane crash in here. No, this is the Butterworth thing. Yeah. Okay, 2 children among 5 Chinese nationals killed in Thai plane crash. 9 people died. Small passenger plane crashes on flight to eastern portion of Thailand. It crashed in Chachoengsao province, about 25 miles from the airport. After an hour of searching, rescuers found badly shattered body parts in the difficult swampy terrain. The names of those on board were not immediately available. However, the spokesperson said they included 5 Chinese tourists from Hong Kong, 2 Thai female crew, and the Thai pilot and co-pilot. The cause of the crash is not yet known. It was a Cessna Caravan C208B. Air traffic control lost radio and radar contact with the aircraft 11 minutes after the last time they spoke to him at 2:46. It was estimated 22 miles southeast of the airport. It had been headed to Trat, coastal province about 275 kilometers or 171 miles southeast of the Thai capital. Video from the scene showed highly fragmented pieces of the plane in water in the middle of the wooded area. A rescuer could be seen in muddy water up to his chest. The Chachoengsao provincial spokesperson said further searches were going slowly because it was already dark and the rising tide had flooded the crash site with more water. That's pretty tragic, really. Down below, I am traveling to Bangkok regularly. I also have some specific download. I'm going to be done there. Ironically, my clinic is on the 3rd floor above where Scott is sitting now. Small plane like that carrying black boxes for investment. I would think so. I thought that Cessnas had black boxes in them, you know, for sure. That's too bad, though. Really. I mean, it's pretty bad. All right, now one other thing. You listen, this has happened many times before, and all I can say is look before you sit. Do not sit on the toilet until you look and maybe take a, ponder for a second. Hey, this is where I'm going to do my business, and I'm going to put my butt on this seat. Is there anything down there, like maybe a snake, like a python? Another bathroom encounter in Bangkok. A python bites a man's testicles. Ouch. Tanat Tangtuanon gave an interview to CASHAPP online about his viral post describing an incident where a python nearly 2 meters long, and they got pictures of this thing, it is nasty, bit his testicle while he was sitting on the toilet at home. He recounted this incident occurred on August 19th. He woke up to use the bathroom on the second floor of his house. He had previously seen snakes in the downstairs toilet. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't see that. And he called for help to catch them several times, but they always escaped. As a result, he had closed off the downstairs bathroom for a month and started using the upstairs one instead. You hear this? They're like old hens. Now the people start coming in. We'll give you a little view. This is the Swenson lot. I see these girls every day. Every time I come here, I see them. All right, here comes the people. Here you go. Actually, today I have to get a couple things. I have to buy a couple of light bulbs, and I have to get the house owner to possibly fix them, because it's not as easy as just changing the light bulb, unfortunately. And all this, I'd really like to start doing a massive cleanup of the house, but why? We might be gone in 2 months or a month or whatever, and I don't see the purpose of that. So good morning, Joe. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate it. Everybody else take note. Please click on Joe's super chat. I'd appreciate it. Give him some thumbs up. That would be nice. Thank you so much, Joe. Choke D to you and Choke D. Good luck. Hey, I like 21-year-old hens. Here's to you getting back. I'm not back in the gym. I've been in the gym. I'm just stepping up the training. To be honest. Jim, I've got some dental work done. Would you recommend them? Yeah, I like my dentist because they're top notch. They're really good. It's Bangkok International Dental Clinic on Ratchadapisek Road. And they're quite good. And let me tell you, the thing about the 21-year-old hens, I don't know how old you are, Mac user, but the 21-year-old hens, what I would say is they can be a lot of fun, but I don't want to listen to them yapping all the time. And anybody who thinks that Thai women are so quiet doesn't know Thai women. My wife is pretty quiet, but man, you get her on the phone with her sister, you have her talking to one of her girlfriends or some gay guy or something, she'll just, and I'll be like, oh my God. I always got to leave the room because I don't want to be sitting in there listening to it. I'm trying to watch a movie and I'm like, and I'll be like, she'll lower it for about 2 seconds and then she'll go back up. The volume goes back up and that's it. I would almost guarantee you that there are other dentists you could find, but it's good that you found it and it's here. It's somewhere you know, and it's once you start having things done, you'll know right away. Hey, this place is top notch, or what kind of place is it? Listening to the girlfriend on the phone is like hens cackling. Yeah, I mean, fortunately, I say fortunately, my wife doesn't talk to me that much. Nah, she talks to me when, she sends a lot of messages. When she has things she wants me to take care of, she sends me messages or she calls me. And when she's gone and she's away on a trip or whatever, then usually we talk every day. And she's busy. She might just send me one little, she might send me one little message and that's it. Yeah, I know that there's some places in Pattaya, and there's also some medical places in Pattaya. For me, obviously, it's because I live here. If I lived in Pattaya, or there was a procedure that you could get done in Pattaya that was markedly cheaper than here, like I went to Chiang Mai for my hip surgery because it was 250,000 baht cheaper than it was at Waitani Hospital. Crazy. All right, let's go. Let's just continue here. Yeah, so anyway, the guy with the... hang on a second here. He closed off the downstairs bathroom for a month and started using the upstairs one instead. Yeah, but wouldn't you think if the snakes are downstairs, they're probably upstairs too, or they can get up. So you better hey, maybe you bring somebody in to go after the snakes. Oh, man. That morning, he used the upstairs bathroom twice. The first time, around 5 to 6 a.m., everything seemed normal. Second time, around 10 a.m., he flushed the toilet before sitting down and saw the water flowing normally. While sitting and using his phone, of course, gotta use that phone, can't have a book, or you can't just sit there twiddling your thumbs. He felt something touch his testicles. At first, it felt like an ant bite, so he ignored it. When the bite became stronger and more painful, he stood up and looked down to see a python latched onto him. In shock, he grabbed its neck and yanked it off. He then tried to pull the snake up, not wanting to roam around the house anymore. And they're showing this snake, and it's at least 6 feet. Unbelievable. He recorded a video intending to show his girlfriend that a snake, which he didn't think could reach the second floor, had bitten him. He tried calling several people, but no one answered. After trying to pull the snake out for about 10 minutes, he draped its head over the toilet bowl and in anger hit its head several times with his hand and a toilet brush. The snake went still for a moment before finally slithering out of the toilet. At this point, a neighbor called back and Tanat asked them to call security to help remove the snake. He then rushed to the hospital. The first hospital noted a 1 centimeter wound and advised him to go to a larger hospital. That's not very big, actually. At the second hospital, the doctor said the wound didn't need stitches, but ordered a blood test to check for infections, despite the snake being non-venomous. Imagine if it was venomous. Imagine if it was a king cobra. Oh my God. That's going to cause some serious issues. If you got a cobra in your toilet and the cobra bites your nutsack, that is, a crate, you'd be dead. A crate, you wouldn't have time. You'd be dead. You would end up dying from it. Crates are nasty, man. Crates and adders are just nasty. And they have them, and now that I think of it, that's a reason why I don't want to live out in the jungle, because I don't want to deal with crates and puff adders. Let's see here. The blood test results came back normal, and he was prescribed antibiotics. He still has some pain around the wound area. Tanat said he's still traumatized while using the bathroom. I would suffer PTSD from that, because anytime a wild animal is biting my nuts, or one of my nuts. That's traumatic for a man. Anytime, anything. Have you ever seen, what is it called, the Cleveland Williams show, where I think it was a raccoon or something like that? The raccoon goes into the bathroom, and he's sitting there, and then the kid or something goes, "Oh, Paul, what is, Daddy, what is this?" And he throws it to Cleveland Williams or something like that. And then he catches it, but it's over his nuts, and he's screaming. And, you know, it was a funny, I used to have that as a clip. It was pretty funny. "I want to warn everyone that this kind of incident can happen," he said. "I think the snake might have been in the pipes because the neighboring house also found a snake in their toilet, though it was a different one from the one that bit me." That's just nasty. I'm sorry. You know, I hate to do that to you guys, but now fortunately, and I was actually thinking about this, I talked to Nicholas about this, Bangkok to Butterworth train service to be revived. So they're going to revive this train service. It says they have agreed, Thailand and Malaysia have agreed in principle on a test run of a service between Bangkok and Butterworth. The SRT on Tuesday said there would be a joint study into the proposal. Service is planned to operate initially for 6 months. So I want to do that. I want to go to Butterworth. I want to go over to Langkawi for some reason. I don't know why. The SRT canceled its daily express between Bangkok and Butterworth in 2016, including instead only operating to Padang Besar on the border with Malaysia, which I did go on that. I did a video series about it. Passengers must switch to a Malaysian train at Padang Besar to continue to Butterworth. What the fuck are they doing back here? I ought to stand up and look. I heard, oh, kotod na, kotod. They start getting, I mean, these girls get crazy, man. Padang Besar station is on the border in Sadao district of Songkhla province. Butterworth is a coastal town in northern Malaysia's Penang state and the gateway to popular Penang Island. So, there you go. You might be able to, get yourself on a train. Now, here's a little something. How many times have you heard about problems in Pattaya where people are beating each other up and somebody's getting beaten, a Thai's getting beaten up, or a Thai's beating somebody up, or Chinese or Indians are fighting, or Kuwaitis are fighting? Well, today, it seems, 3 days ago, Phuket Mall is the scene of the incident between Farang and Chinese. There is a Chinese woman standing there with her video camera, and an expat and his Thai wife, they're starting to walk away. The Chinese guy is like flipping the bird. He's flipping the bird at people, and that's when they took the photo, he's flipping a bird. International incident took place at Phuket's department stores between a Chinese woman and a male expat, along with the Thai wife. Assault claims and counterclaims. I'm almost tired of this. You know, it's like, okay, first of all, I'm almost going to guarantee something had to do, I don't know, and from what I read on this real quick, it wasn't the Chinese, but I don't know about that. Lieutenant Colonel Yuthapon Prumdao, an investigator at the Wichit police station in Phuket, received a complaint from Mrs. Yo-Yo and Ms. Yo-Yo and Ms. W, both Chinese nationals. Well, I don't like when they start getting violent. They start grabbing you or they start touching you. That's when they get knocked out. With me, you touch me, you get knocked out, or I'm going to try to knock you out. I mean, you know, it's like nobody should put their hands. Somebody puts their hands on you. That's it. It's on. You know, you got to go after them. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. There's no reason anybody should touch me, should touch, you know, another woman, another man. There's no reason. So we should just stop that right there. They reported that at about 2 p.m., 2:10 p.m. on August 19th, Ms. W., the mother of Ms. Yo-Yo, who named her kid Yo-Yo? I know, you know, there's Yo-Yo Ma, but it strikes me as slightly strange. Ms. Yo-Yo and Ms. W. were visiting the Phuket Foresta shopping mall with Ms. Yo-Yo's children when they became involved in an altercation with a foreign man and a Thai woman, as a result of which they were assaulted. Ms. Yo-Yo stated the incident occurred in front of the Hermes store. Her mother accidentally bumped into the male expat, whereupon she immediately offered a wine. Now, wait a minute. These are Chinese. Why would they why? Okay, let's just say that they did, just to be polite. A traditional Thai gesture of apology. What are these fucking girls doing here? Can you hear this? I gotta find another place, man, really. Somebody came on the other day and said, "Oh, it's a lot more quiet at the Amazon that I was at before." And I'm like, "Yeah, you know, it was." And you know, I like this place because I like the coffee. That's why I like Pacamara. Their coffee is much better than, say, Starbucks. I'm not going back to Starbucks. And there's a couple of places I could go, but you know, I mean, the other day we were at Davin, and Davin is fantastic. It's great, but it's pricey. I'm not going that far. I'm not spending that much money every time I go out. I mean, every time you go there, it's 1,000 baht, pretty much. Now the Blue Gold coffee place was pretty good. Probably, you know, if I went there by myself, okay, but it costs money to go there, and it's a little bit far. Just like Davin is, you know, it's a little bit far. So I have to think about it a little bit to think, where can I go that's peaceful and quiet? Okay, it says here, Italians in their normal conversation use a lot of hands and expressions. To me, they always seem to be arguing. Oh, I know what you mean, Dowlo. Hey, Mamma mia! I'm getting dental work now at Kit. Easy to Google, but when he gave me the Novocaine injection, I could barely feel it. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm telling you, when I go to my place, I always tell the woman, you have the hands of a freaking angel. I don't feel a thing. And I know she's in there digging around, pulling stuff out, and it doesn't hurt. And afterwards, you know, I get a little bit of soreness, and, you know, she does obviously, you know, give me injections, but I never feel pain. I've never felt pain there. And listen, they are really good there. They only get the best dentists and the best assistants and stuff like that. They don't mess around. Good thing it wasn't a crate. Yes, I got 4 veneers done for 13,000 baht each. Porcelain, not ceramic. Total 52,000. Edelweiss Dental House, Sukhumvit, Soy 15. It's good to know. Penang is cool, man. I would have been less patient with that Chinese woman. Definitely. Chinese woman kept shoving the expat's wife or girlfriend, and he asked her multiple times to stop. I'm getting to that. However, the expat responded with vulgar language. Shit, you know what I forgot to do? I just remembered I forgot to put Davin Coffee and Blue Gold Coffee, the map address in the last video. But I have some things to do with that later today, so I will get it done. The expat responded with vulgar language. Ms. Yo-Yo then asked the foreigner in English, "What did you say? Why? Who are you insulting?" The man then approached her and kicked her, causing her to fall to the ground. Her mother rushed over and helped her. To me, that sounds shady. Most foreigners just don't walk up and kick some lady. To me, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. It seems like it's a stretch. I mean, I would never run over and because some lady bumped into me, I'm gonna. I wouldn't do that. Wouldn't happen. Now, you know, if she tried to punch me, that's a different story. I don't know what I would do. But I sure wouldn't kick her just for, you know. And I probably wouldn't even swear at her if she bumped into me. I'd be like, sorry, excuse me. Even if she's Chinese, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what she is. I would say, okay, no problem, excuse me. I don't want any problems. You got to get out of there without problems. Miss Yo-Yo gives an interview to the media about the incident. Oh, she looks like a bitch. Really. She looks like a grade A bitch. Sorry. Subsequently, a Thai woman believed to be the wife of the expat also came over and pushed her again. And nowhere did these Chinese women do anything. And I find that rather, is that what happened or is it not? Because you're telling what you're saying, the Chinese woman kept shoving the expat's wife. Listen, the minute you put your hand on anybody, if a Chinese woman pushed my wife, I would probably clock her. Or I'd say, don't do that again. And if she did it again, bam, you get hit. I'm sorry. Or I probably would grab her is what I would do. Grab her, put her in a chokehold. I'd put her in a chokehold. All right, honey, you need to stop that. We need to stop this. Do you understand me, honey? As she, you know, as I pull her up in the air and her little feet are dangling and kicking. I'm joking. But, you know, people they are not allowed to touch other people. I don't understand why people don't understand. You cannot just walk up and touch somebody. I understand two men are on the street, something happens, they get into a brawl. Okay, I understand that, but a woman does not need to be touching a man, and a man doesn't need to be touching a woman. Miss Yo-Yo then called her Thai husband, okay, informing him that she was being assaulted inside the mall, then asked him to contact the police. The foreign man and the Thai woman then attempted to leave. Ms. Yo-Yo followed them, asking them to stay. She just asked, would you please stay here now? Asking them to stay until police arrived, but they refused to stop. Okay. She then grabbed hold of the foreign man. Big mistake. Leading to a struggle that left her injured. Why did you grab him? You get the license plate of his car, you give it to the police. You don't grab the guy. You grab the guy, that's when you get shoved and you get thrown on the floor. Listen, bitch, get away from me. Don't touch me. You're a fly on me. This is the thing, and you know, I hate to say this, but in general, men tend to be bigger, stronger, meaner, and tougher than most women. Not all. There are guys that they got nothing going on for them physically, and women that can absolutely trounce them. And I guarantee you there are women out there that will beat my ass. I know that. But the large percentage of them are going to take a hiding from any guy that wants to open up on them. The expat and the Thai woman eventually exited the mall through the front door and left in a taxi heading to Kattu district on Wichit Songkhram Road. Ms. Yo-Yo recorded the taxi's license plate and provided it to the police. That's what she should have done instead of trying to grab the guy. Following the incidents, Ms. Yo-Yo went to Vachira Phuket Hospital for a medical examination and then proceeded to Wichit Police Station to file a complaint, requesting the police to track down and prosecute both individuals involved. A video clip of the incidents was shared on a Facebook page, Hot Jung Phuket, lasting 3 minutes and 19 seconds. The Post described the incident as a heated altercation between foreigners in a famous Phuket mall, noting that the Chinese victim had already filed a police report alleging she was assaulted by a male expat after he bumped into her and failed to apologize. Wait a minute. Miss Yo-Yo's mother accidentally bumped into the male expat, whereupon she immediately offered a why. Now, on the bottom of this article, they're saying that the guy bumped into her, alleging she was assaulted by a male expat after he bumped into her and failed to apologize. The Post drew numerous comments from internet users, many of whom noted that Thailand had become a battleground for foreigners and that neither party in the dispute is willing to back down. All right, listen. Probably they should just let it go. Let it go. Don't ever put your hands on a man anymore. And dude, you know, don't shove her. And if she tries to grab you, you just try to extricate yourself from it without any kind of physical altercation, which is difficult. Most recently, officers have scheduled a meeting for the lawyers of both parties to meet with the investigating officers this Wednesday evening. So apparently it already took place. Let me see. August 21st. Oh no, this coming Wednesday. Let me see here. Well, the 21st is Wednesday, so it's funny they never say anything about it afterwards. Nothing ever happens. So you've got to keep it quiet. You can't talk to the press. You can't let anybody know what happens. So, let's see here. Did they have something? Let me see here. No. No, they don't. There's nothing else about this. Yeah. Anyway. All right, let's go on here. What is this about Apple? Oh, yeah, Apple is jumping into the fray of the AI, and the upcoming iPhone is supposed to have AI features and a chat GPT deal to smarten it up. Now, I know this isn't about Asia, but I just figured, hey, something we all need to know. Let's see here. Let me give it one more look. Oh, here we go. You know, they have not. I have a keyword set up for Google, and you know, there is a show called Expat. It's supposed to be, oh, this great show. I thought it was a piece of shit with Nicole Kidman and a bunch of other people. Now, anytime Expat comes up, they're always talking about the show Expats. Oh my God, it's Expats. Singapore, Philippines, Malaysia. All they want to do is talk about this stupid show. Let's see here. El Salvador. Every day is a new learning curve in Vietnam. I guess. There's rude, obnoxious people wherever you go nowadays. It seems to be normalized. Yes, it does. And that's too bad. Because you know what? Even when I'm in a really lousy mood, I just shut up. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to get involved in conversation. And I'll tell you something. Yesterday we went somewhere. We had to get a truck. We got a truck and we're all coming back, doing our thing. And there's this driver. And this driver, you know, he's asking, what about this? What about that? What school did your son go to? Does your other son go to school? What's happening with them? And I just was like, Jesus Christ, dude. I don't want to hear you. Just shut up and drive. But, I just shut my mouth, put my headphones on, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy who is rude because I'm in a bad mood. Supposedly the Chonburi Music Festival, I'm sure Jim would know about that. That is coming up really soon. And also, a French man has been robbed by a transgender. Let me see here. Expat Tales. What is this? I don't want to contribute. Every day is a learning curve in Vietnam. Let me just look this. I gotta look. What inspired your move and how long have you been there? Originally inspired by the love of travel, I moved to Hanoi in 2009. I picked up a job tour leading in Halong Bay, and the idea was to spend a couple of years doing this and having fun. Then I met my wife and we decided to open a backpackers hostel in Hanoi. Our focus was always geared towards adventure travel in remote areas. We started an intrepid scooter adventure to the mountainous region of Ha Giang in 2013. COVID quickly and completely bled our tourism company, so we decided to move to Ha Giang, where we spent that period building a boutique resort that we are currently operating. Can you tell us a bit about where you live? Presently living in Vietnam's northern province of Ha Giang. It offers some of the best scenery in Southeast Asia. Been running adventure tours up here since 2013, but barely anybody knew about Ha Giang. Okay. How long did it take to settle in? Every day is a new learning curve in the Vietnamese countryside. All right, let me just go over this real quick. Huge variations of landscape and food, but mostly different ethnic minority people make up for sensory overload. Being on a China border, many of my neighbors are not speaking the Vietnamese language, nor Chinese, but their own tribal language. Somewhere between English, Vietnamese, and Hmong. Okay. What are the biggest disadvantages of living here? Comforts from Western society, I suppose. Communication can be difficult with different standards of living. Now, I'm going to just do this here in a different way. What inspired your move and how long have you been there, Scott? Well, I've been here for 30 years. What inspired my move? Because I wanted to see the freaking world. I wanted to get away from living at home, going to work every day from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, working for the weekend. I always think of that song by Loverboy, Working for the Weekend. Everybody's working for the weekend. Maybe you go out on Friday night, if you're not too tired, you go out on a Friday night, you go, all right, let's go and party. But if you don't go out on Friday night, you go out on Saturday night, or you go out on Friday and Saturday night. You go out and party. Hey, let's go. That was the big thing. Maybe once in a great while, if you had an easy day or you really wanted to go out, you go out on a Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. But most of the time, for me, back home it was like, all right, I got to work. I had to work and work and work. I worked 5 days a week, 6 days a week, really. But on the 6th day, I took my time. I did, at my own pace. And then it was like, hey, you got Saturday and Sunday. And Sunday was usually spent recuperating from Saturday night or getting ready for Monday. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that don't live in Thailand and don't live in other places. And I know there are a few people that do live in other places and that do live in some other places. And what I would say is that how many of you that are living where you are truly happy with what you're doing? And I know there are some people that are happy because they have a very full life They're able to do what they want. They have their own freedom. They, you know, Jesus Christ. They have a lot of things that they can do. But there are definitely some people in the US and in Australia and in the UK and in many other places that they wish they could get away. They wish they could go somewhere else. So, you know. Let's see here. We're not doing the Chonburi music deal. Next on the agenda is Pak Chong Khao Yai. Been there, done that. Wife prefers this over Big Mountain, which is 2 12-hour days of music she can no longer handle. I can't handle that. I don't want to be around all those people. Mpox case is spreading, but doesn't appear everyone needs. No, everyone needs jam. I mean, there's only like, what, 3 people that have it? Oh, well, no. There's a lot more than that, actually. As of August 17, 2024, there have been 545 alerts of monkeypox cases since the outbreak declaration, of which 474 suspected cases have been investigated and validated. You know, I mean, it is a concern, but it ain't that much of a concern. It's not going to make me start wearing a mask, or, I mean, I'm not going to really do anything differently. Let me see here. Yeah, all these are from like 2, 3, 4 days ago, but there's a couple. These are from one day ago. This is the Guardian. Thailand confirms, damn it, Asia's first known case of deadlier monkeypox variants. Is 66 years old. The World Health Organization has declared a global public health emergency over the new variant, urging manufacturers to ramp up production of vaccines. Well, now that they know it's out there, why wouldn't you do that? That way, it's not spreading as quickly, it seems, as everything else that's what was going on before with COVID. It's not spreading as quickly, and you know, oh, we're behind the 8 ball. Now we've got to get these vaccines produced. They have time to do it. The patient landed in Bangkok on August 14th and was sent to the hospital with monkeypox symptoms. We have monitored 43 people who have been in close contact with the patient, and so far they have shown no symptoms, but we must continue monitoring for a total of 21 days. Oh, God. Anyone traveling to Thailand from 42 risk countries must register and undergo testing on arrival. Mpox cases and deaths are surging in Africa, where outbreaks have been reported in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda since July. And you know what? Those are all places I want to go, but I don't want to go there right now. Sweden has also confirmed its first case in August, and Argentina has quarantined a cargo ship over a suspected case of monkeypox on board. The disease is caused by a virus transmitted by infected animals but passed from human to human through close physical contact. It causes fever, muscular aches, and large boil-like skin lesions. That's enough right there for me to kind of take note. We got to keep an eye out for it. Well, monkeypox has been known for decades, a new deadlier. Of course, it's the new deadlier, the newer, deadlier strain. It's known as Clade 1B, has driven the recent surge in cases. Clade 1B causes death in about 3.6 cases, with children more at risk, according to the WHO. Thongchai Kiratihatayakorn, head of the Thai Department of Disease Control, said that monkeypox was much less likely to spread rapidly than COVID-19 because of the close contact needed to catch it. So there you go. It's not likely we're going to get into a lot of trouble with the monkeypox. I know several people who are miserable in their home countries. They have options to go elsewhere, just resistance to change keeping them miserable. I mean, listen, there's a lot of people, they don't want to go anywhere. I mean, would I go somewhere now? I would, but I mean, I wouldn't do it just willy-nilly, like, oh, I think I'll go to Turkey now. I'm going to go live in Turkey. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to go live in Turkey. No. If I move again, it's going to be like, all right, this place, I want this to be the place that I croak. I'm going to pass away in this place. My wife has to know that. We need to research everything. And quite honestly, 2-3 years ago, I might have moved more easily. Or even, a little more than a year ago when we came back from Ecuador, I might have done it. Now I'm starting to think, you know what? I got to worry about my health. I got to worry about my family more. It's a little more difficult. As time passes, it gets more and more difficult to just say, I'm going to move. Which is why a lot of people live part-time in one place and then they live the rest of the time in another place. I reckon we've got a pretty good lifestyle. We should be great for what we've got, I suppose. I think our next trip will be to England. That's nice. I've been to England many times. I like it there. Just don't really like the weather too much. Here comes the lockdowns. Well, think about it. We got the elections coming up. Oh, you're gonna have to do everything online now. I don't know what they're doing. I got no clue. Welcome to London, Dowlow. A whole lot of money in monkeypox, just like with COVID. There's a whole lot of money, a whole lot of shaking going around. Joe Ford, probably in 2 years' time, probably a driving trip. I really like the UK. I mean, it's interesting to me, but I'm not thinking so. Honestly, I'm not thinking about traveling to places so much, other than would I want to live here. However, we've talked about going back to the States in maybe another 6 months or a year, and there's another group of Chinese. We go back to the States, we want to stop at a couple places, and maybe we'll go to Ecuador, maybe we'll go to Portugal again. I don't know where we're going to go. Dowlow, I hope to be living in Thailand by then. I'm back in Bangkok, October. Oh, that's good. It's not long. I mean, it's a little crowded now. I will say that. And that's why it's not a bad thing to live a little bit out a ways, because that gives time for everything to catch up. Because, in another 10 years, 20 years, all the places that are on the outskirts are going to be a little more populated. And, for me, the population is important. I don't want there to be a huge number of people. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Chinese. 5 more Chinese just walked by. Okay, Joe. Sounds good to me. Joe I will meet with. Yes, indeed. But, this place here, this mall, I was, it's quite a bit busier and a lot more going on here. So, you know, I mean, you just have to get used to it. And still, to this day, back in our village, you go in our little townhouse, and it's still pretty quiet and still, you know, pretty nice. But, you know, there can be better. I'll put it that way. I still think there can be better, and I've tempered my expectations a bit because, you know I'm looking for something perfect. But then I think about it and I think, okay, I want to live on the coast and I want to do this, I want to do that. But, you know, when I think about it, I think, I'm going to live on the coast. Am I going to go swimming all that often? I might go, you know, for a dip in the ocean, but I could go for a dip in a swimming pool. You know, listen, my buddy lives that lives in Ecuador. He has a swimming pool. It's a lap pool, and he swims laps every day, but he doesn't go in the ocean every day. So, you know, it really depends. I don't know. You know, we'll see. Let's see here. The trip of a lifetime to see lifelong friends serves as a memorable introduction to this vibrant Asian country known as Thailand. Chicken are a common motif in Thailand. We saw chicken statues outside temples and live chickens roaming temple grounds. This man was standing in a busy alleyway in Bangkok. I took the photo out the car window. Okay, so what's the point here? Let me see here. My youngest and I made the long-anticipated trip to see friends in Thailand in June after high school graduation. Pak Pao and Ja Kongsat and their children Piet and Pao have visited Idaho many times. Now it was our turn to experience their country, and our host made sure it was a rich, varied, and unforgettable adventure. We stayed in Bangkok, where the metropolitan area has about 11 million people, and also it's surrounded by rural towns, agricultural rural towns. We explored enormous malls and tried food at local street markets. We swam in the ocean at a quiet island beach and visited the city from a hotel's 26th floor rooftop. Is that it? I don't know. Looks like that's all they put. Yes, let me see here. Let me try it again. I think that's it. That's all they put. Yeah, this is some rubbish, man. Rubbish article. Didn't tell me anything. Got a guy with a chicken on his shoulder, and then this is what it told me. I don't know if they screwed up or something. I don't know. Anyway, what a wonderful world we live in here in Bangkok, Thailand. You know, it is what it is here. All right, so let me see this here. Is this the Pattaya? Yeah, this is the music festival. All right, here's the last one. Frenchman robbed by transgender individual on a Pattaya song town. The transgender slashed his bag and stole his mobile phone before fleeing. Pascal Ganper Francois Francis, I don't know what the hell it is, a 71-year-old French national filed a complaint with Pattaya police yesterday at 2 a.m. When you're filing a complaint at 2 a.m., that's because you're out partying. He recounted that while riding a Songtao from Soi Buakaw to Soi 6, someone had secretly smashed his bag and stolen his belongings. He detailed that during the ride, a transgender individual was also a passenger. Upon arriving at Soi 6 and disembarking, he discovered his black bag had been smashed with a knife and his Samsung Galaxy A34 mobile phone was missing. He immediately reported the incident to the police. According to the victim's girlfriend, who requested to remain anonymous. She and Francis had been playing pool at a bar in Soy Buakaw before heading back to the accommodation. They took a Songtao to Soy Buakaw to the Tops intersection, then boarded another Songtao to Soy 6. Upon reaching Soy 6, the couple got off the vehicle only to find that his phone was missing and the bag had been cut. The girlfriend mentioned that the only other passenger on the Songtao was a transgender individual, leading them to believe that this person was responsible for the theft. Police have launched an investigation into the incident and are reviewing CCTV footage. In a related news story, a businessman was robbed by a transgender he met at a hotel, who then attempted to sell a stolen vehicle on social media. The police set up a sting operation, but the suspect managed to flee. In other news, 2 teenagers wearing helmets brandished a gun to rob a high school student on the roadside nearing Kampu Market, Soy Patanakan 20 in Bangkok, in full view of passerbys. So that brings me to the question of why is Pattaya so filled with crime, or at least it seems like it? Or is the media just that much faster and they get the news information out, and that's why. Joe Ford, I'm hoping it'll be easier than other places because of the language. Scotland is nice, but too cold in the winter. I'd like to go to Scotland. And I'd like to spend some time in Ireland. Even though I spent 1 day there, but that was a quickie. Many beautiful areas in England, but the weather can be somewhat changeable. Yes, that's what I've heard. And my mother said, you would love to live in Ireland, however, the weather is not so great. Joe Ford, how's August, September for visiting? Justin, shit happens after midnight. Yeah, but things happen in Pattaya all the time, and there's no way around it. I don't know why. They just don't. It seems like there's not enough police in Pattaya. That's what it seems like to me. And I know they're everywhere, so maybe you need 25% more, 50% more, I don't know. Average 20 degrees, Dallo. If I'm there, I'd be happy to know. Tough to communicate with the locals in Scotland. Ha ha ha. I think it's easy to communicate. You just might not be able to understand them. And you probably have an accent to them. So anyway, I think that's it for the news. I think. That's the crappy. Yeah, that's the crappy one. Let's see. Oh, well, they didn't have the full article there. Let me see here. No. All right. So we're not going to worry about that. We're going to delete that. Boom. Done. Oh yeah, I wanted to finish this one up. The one where I went, what inspired your move and how long have you been there? Okay, I already said that. Can you tell us a bit about where you live? And he's saying, presently living in Vietnam's most northern province of Ha Giang. The Dong Van Karst Plateau is a UNESCO registered area and hosts, in my opinion, the best scenery of Southeast Asia. I've been running adventure tours up here since 2013 when barely anyone knew about Ha Giang. Well, let's see. I could say I started YouTubing around 2013 in Bangkok, but I go all over the country and I go to many places around the world. and I've been to many, many beautiful places. I've spent plenty of time in some of these places, and you know, did it take long to settle in? That's a good question. Did it take long for you to settle in, Scotty? I would say I learned to speak the basics of the language in about a year after I moved here. But I wasn't settled in because I was still living as a tourist or as a part-timer or something like that, spending money that I would not be spending if I was just living here as a local. So it probably took me a good solid 5 years to get settled. What do you do there? Got a YouTube channel. What are the biggest advantages of living here? Well, biggest advantages. I think you guys know the answers to this. The transportation system, technology, banking, and there's just a lot of things to do. You want to do it, you can do it. The negatives, traffic, air pollution, traffic and air and noise pollution. Those are the biggest negatives here. How expensive is it compared to America? Almost everything is a fraction of the price you'd find in the United States. Now, I'm not going to say it's a fraction. It's maybe, I don't know, maybe some things are just as expensive, some things are a little bit cheaper, and some things are a little bit more expensive. But on the whole, I would say it's probably, I don't know, with the exception of housing, it's a little bit cheaper. The housing tends to be a fair bit cheaper. Maybe 60% cheaper, 50% cheaper. How do you spend your spare time? Traveling, hanging out with the family, going places in the country, wherever it may be. You know, just in Bangkok even, going to coffee shops. What is the local delicacy and would you recommend it? There's so many local delicacies here. I mean, you know, you can get pad thai, you can get tom yum, you can get som tam, you can get whatever you want. Just yesterday, I would say, you know, yesterday I went to this place with, who did I go? Oh, I went with Bo and with Nicholas. And I don't know what, you know, I know what they got, but I don't remember. I don't remember what they're called. But I went, and the lady's like, what do you want? I said, just give me some kaijio musa. So I had an egg with some pork in it over rice. Small thing of rice. I didn't eat all the rice. But I definitely wanted to eat the egg. And it was beautiful, perfect. And I think it was 140 baht for 3 people. So it was about 45, 50 baht for each meal. It was pretty good. I think mine was probably 40 baht and theirs was 50 and 50. Easiest way to get around, taxi. You know, I think of this. I could drive very easily. It would be easy to buy a car, to buy a motorcycle and drive around. But you know, most of the time I think to myself, why? I have a driver. Now, this morning my wife went to the airport and she goes, this guy's really bad. And I said, what do you mean? He didn't help me with my bags. He just kind of was like, and so he got a lousy Grab review. And by the way, I have just signed up, and you know, I don't know why I didn't do this before. It's only 99 baht a year, and you get 3 months, your first 3 months for free. You get all these discounts on Grab for food, for you know, taking a taxi, whatever it is, you get all kinds of discounts. And, you know, I just thought, why haven't I done this before? It's only 99 baht a year. That's nothing. It's 99 baht a year, or you pay 19 baht a month. So I'm like, why wouldn't I pay 99 baht a year? I'm like, okay. And I get all kinds of discounts on Grab. So I have a driver. Now, I'm not going to places most of the time that are so difficult to get to. Once in a while, like if I got to go to Rangsit, sometimes that's a little bit difficult to get back from. Not everybody wants to come all the way back out here. So I would say taxi is the best way to get around, even Grab or Bolt or InDriver. I've used them all. Best after dark activity. Come on. Come on. What's the best after dark activity here? Well, if you're a single young man, you know what it is already. What are the top 3 things you recommend visitors check out? Now that's a good question. That is an excellent question. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off answering that until I make a video about it, because that is a fantastic question. What are the top 3 things you recommend visitors check out? And I have a lot of things that people can check out, but I have to think to myself, is it really worth the effort to go to these places? There are some places that I love on the river that I would love to go to, but I don't know it's worth the effort to go to them. So I have to think about it. So that's something I want to do. Let's see here. Joe Ford, Jim, especially in Glasgow, quality of life. Well, the quality of life here is pretty damn good. I would not complain about the quality of life here. Yeah, I just couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I mean, you know, most of the time, as long as I can remember, I've always had a pretty good standard of living. But I think the value here for the standard of living is what's best. How much are you renting your current house for? Let's see here. What does it work out to be? It's about $190 a month. If I lived in Scott's neighborhood, I wouldn't drive. Yeah, that's the thing. How far do you live from Tonglor, Phuong, or Aso? I can get to all of those anywhere from about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to about 35 minutes. Pretty easily. I mean, you know, it takes time for me to go from my house to the mall at the pier and then take the boat to, say, Tonglor, Phuong, or Asok. I can take the boat. It'd take me about 30 minutes on the boat. Then I got to take another like 5-minute motorbike to get to any of these places, except maybe Asok, which I could take if I had to, I could take. I'm already on Asok from the boat. I could take the MRT, or I could just come here and go to the yellow line, and the yellow line will take me pretty much anywhere. It'll take me to Lat Phrao, and then from Lat Phrao I take the MRT, then I got to take another line. So it's a bit of a headache. That's why I take the boat. Or what I could do is take the yellow line all the way to Samrong, and then from Samrong you take the Sukhumvit line. Sukhumvit line to Phuong or Tonglor or Aso. So it's very easy to get to these places. And I'd say it's about 30 minutes. Hidden Gems series, perhaps, yes. Depends if top 3 for first timers or top 3 for those who have done the standards. Well, listen, I'm never going to say, oh, you should go to the Wat Arun or go to the Grand Palace or something. I'm never going to say that. It's not going to happen. Because, you know, I mean, quite frankly, I'm bored stiff with those places. I go there, and then after about 5 minutes, I'm like, all right, it's hot here, sweating my ass off. You know, what is so great about this place? Now, what I do like is once in a while you go to a place, and I know that this is not a great place. where like I want to go to, say, a 130-year-old coffee shop. That's different. People don't usually do that stuff. Or maybe I went to I don't know if you guys remember, but I forget the name of it, but it's the Dragon Tower. And I flew the drone around the Dragon Tower. And it's a bit far. And, I took I think I went on the Song Tower or something. And it was cheap, but it was far. And so that was interesting. How many people have gone to that Dragon Tower? I mean, there are people that go, but not a huge number. And so I think that's pretty important. Cool, we need to do a night out. I don't usually do nights. Maybe, but depends, I just don't go out at night all that much. I don't know why. Because, why? I don't like being stuck in traffic at night. That's why. That's probably the big reason. I don't want to go out. I go out at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Okay, maybe I know, it's gonna take me a bit of time. And then, it's 11, 12 o'clock. I'm like, oh yeah, hopefully I'll get home really quick. And it's a pain in the ass because there's always traffic. So that's why I don't usually do that. Yeah, I'm usually, like yesterday, me and my wife hung out until 10 o'clock or so. She's like, oh, I have something I have to do. I have to do some work. She had to make something. And I said, okay, fine. I'm laying on the sofa. And I thought, I'll stay awake with her, talk to her a little bit, and she's very quiet, so we're not like yapping. And the next thing I knew, I fall asleep. I wake up, it's 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, okay, I guess I missed that one. But I go to bed really early, especially now. I don't know what it is, but I never used to be the homebody kind of person. I never used to be like that. Now that's pretty much what I want to do. I couldn't believe it. Nicholas said to me, maybe you guys need to get a PS5 and get the UFC. And I thought, that might be fun. I think about it and I think, yes, quite often. And I think about it and I think, it's not really good to have video games in the house because they prevent you from doing things. But I thought to myself, okay, listen, if I want to do something, I'll do it. I'll go out. I've been saying, oh, I want to go and take more photos. Okay, I just need to, in my head, I need to sit down and plot out a lot of things that I want to shoot, and I will do them. It might be another couple of weeks that I'm going to start doing it, and that's going to keep me busy. I want to do more things with the kids where they go with me, where I just go, listen, you're going. Let's go. And they go, and hopefully they have a good time. But, if I'm not busy and I'm chilled out at the house and the house is a little far away and I've got to really plan everything out what we're going to do, then I'll stay home. I'll watch some TV or I'll read a book, or maybe we'll get a PS5 and we'll play video games for, 2 hours or something, I don't know. Maybe we'll go outside and play touch football. I have no idea. I kind of doubt that. But I think my touch football days and my tackle football days are over. No, I don't golf. Jono golfs. He's the big golfer. Gardening, I would do. I would do that simply because I like creating things. I would like to make some, Nicholas said this to me the other day. He goes, we should make some catnip. Grow some catnip for the cats. I was like, okay. And then, there's tomatoes, there's peppers, there's all kinds of little things that you can make. And I'd like to just plant a garden and see what happens. It gives me a little something to do. I go out there and mess around with it for a half an hour a day, and that's it. And I used to think, gardening, oh my God. Now I'm thinking, you know, that's good. That's a little something to keep you active. We got parks, you know, when we move, we'll have parks, we'll have a swimming pool, and swimming is something I want to do. You know, I just now, I don't want to go over to some public place where, you know, everybody and their mother swims and kids are pissing in it and, you know, grow some ganja for a friend. I guess I could grow some ganja, but, you know, for a friend who would like to know that I grow some ganja for them. Yeah, I would like to have an herb garden for sure, because it's now I'm telling you, it's getting expensive to buy herbs, man. I mean, you go to the grocery, you buy herbs, and they're, you know, it's like, oh, it's $300. 300 baht, that's almost $10 just for a little bit of herbs. Yes, I like cooking. No woodworking. I don't really like that. I do like to cook though, and I can cook a bit. I'm pretty good. I could be better. This is the thing. I told Alex and Nicholas, you guys need to start teaching me Thai so that I can learn and improve my Thai and get to the next level to where I can speak just like, you know, like a high schooler or something like that. And that's fine, they'll do it. They both have the time. I used to play piano. I don't play it anymore, although we do have a keyboard. So there's enough stuff. I mean, you know, you're not gonna get bored. I mean, I speak Thai, I read Thai, I can write a little bit of Thai, and you know, my Thai is generally pretty good. I would say it's upper intermediary, but I gotta get to where I can pass, like, you know, a high school test, a language test. That's what I want. Before I croak, I want to be, you know, fluent in English and Thai and maybe Spanish or some other language. I don't know, you know. So I got things that I can do. And, you know, the wife is starting to see that I'm getting older and I'm slowing down. You know, I told her about my arm, and I mean, it just bugs me, man. It's like, it's a funny bone thing. It's kind of like a funny bone thing. I reckon you could belt that. Well, I've done that before, but, you know, I don't think I'm gonna sing a hit single. I don't think that's gonna happen. You do it for fun, you know. You get a little karaoke machine. I don't know if you can use the PS5 as a karaoke machine. Maybe, but, you know, that might be fun, you know. We'll see. I bought a bunch of metal and woodworking tools. It's enabled me to do a lot of maintenance around the house. I have built a useful workshop. Yeah, I mean, I don't have that kind of a need most of the time. And I mean, I have everything I need as far as tools. Like if I need to fix a pipe or I need to cut something, we have the tools. We're all right, you know. Now, if I wanted to do some intricate project, no, I probably don't have all the tools. But if I just want to fix something around the house, yes, I do. Now, we need to fix the lights in my house, in the living room, because the living room light has not been working for a couple of months. The kitchen light, well, not the kitchen, the dining room, that light has been working. Today it went out. I'm like, we have no light here. My wife's like, oh, you can get the little light that's above the little closet, and that'll provide enough light. And I'm like, listen, I'll get that one. But I want every light to work. She's like, well, then you're gonna have to get the lady to fix this and that. I'm like, listen, I don't care. Even if we're here for another month or two, I want everything to work. I don't like it when it doesn't work. And you know, you're talking about for lights, it might be, maybe it's $10, $12 for the lights. It's not that expensive. So I think that would be worthwhile, you know. And you know, tools are always nice because you want to do a job, you need to have the right tools for the job. That's one of the first things I remember my father telling me. You know what? See, this is... I hope I don't have like Parkinson or something like that. I don't go to M-Sphere, man. I've been to M-Sphere one time. You know, it's not thrilling to me. I go in, I mean, I went in there, I saw everything that they got there, and I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. You go to M. Courtier, you go to Paragon, you go to Siam Discovery. We got a ladder, we're fine. I gave away thousands of dollars worth of tools when I left USA. I've been regularly buying tools over here, including a welder. I hadn't touched a welder for decades. Yeah, I haven't touched a welder in a long time. Holy moly. I can't believe it. We're over 2 hours now. I didn't know that. Just lost track of time. I haven't been at eating places in there, and generally, I mean, I could be wrong, but the eating places inside of M-Sphere, they have in many other malls. Not every mall, but many others. And I'll tell you what, I went the other day to this place. It's called Yasu something or whatever. It's a Japanese restaurant. Nicholas and I went there. And I mean, it was fantastic. And it cost us 490 baht for both of us. It was not that expensive. I couldn't believe it. The price was that low, and I was like, wow. So, you know, there are a lot of good places to eat here. I'm always looking for those places that are not attached to the mall. I always want places like that. And I'm not talking about a shop house or something like that. I want to go somewhere, like the only place that pops in my head right now is like Le Opera. It's, I think it's in Prakanong. And it's an Italian restaurant. It's a standalone Italian restaurant. But it's fantastic. You go in there, it's great. Now, I haven't been there in probably 2-3 years. And I knew the owner at one time, and he was great. And I think he moved on, and he sold it, and I don't know. Anyway, but that kind of place, I like finding that. God. So anyway. It is what it is. This, you know, what I'll say is, and, you know, Jim, maybe you're starting to, you know, get this. I know Jono has, you know, Jono is very comfortable. Oh, it's far, man. I mean, you know, it's probably, I'd say, depending on the traffic, it's 30 to 45 minutes away. It's going to take you a bit to get there, to park, you know, to settle in. Now I forgot what I was going to say. I get off track and I can't remember. I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, you know, they have the food court down here, which is pretty good. It's not great. To me, it's not great. There's a lot of restaurants. I don't want to eat their food. But upstairs, they have a lot of good restaurants. I mean, you know, it's just a big, huge room. They don't have food, Rap God anymore. Thank God there's no Rap God. I don't know how many Rap Guards. Let me see something. Rap God. It doesn't really say. Let me see what the review. I want to read the review of this. I want to read the review of Rap God. Let me see. You know, I'll tell you how you can determine. Let me see something. Their website is on Wangai. They don't even have their own, rapgod.com or anything like that. So that should tell you something. Whenever they have a Facebook, a Wangai, something like that. No, there's multiple rap gods. There's one on Sukhumvit 26, one in Bangkok. There's one out where Billy and I went down by I think it was the Shangri-La Hotel or something like that. But it's, I don't know what to say. I don't want to be too negative. It's not my favorite place. I mean, what are people asking me to become friends with? I don't know this guy. I don't know this guy from Adam. I don't need a bunch of friends. Oh, this guy's a boxer. From where? I don't know where the hell he is. Anyway, I don't know. So I don't know how many rap guards are. Let me see, sir. Let me see something here. I gotta ask this question. How many rap god are there in Thailand? It doesn't tell me. Let me see here. Rap gods. Rap god. The Mexican restaurant. They call it a Mexican restaurant, and yet they have kebabs. And they have hot dogs that are made of shredded beef. Let me see their location. Do they have a location? About. Doesn't tell me anything. More. Let's see what the reviews say. No activities. Review of Rap God Thailand. All right, let me just look at it on, oh, here we go. Rap God's review, Mexican casual dining in Silo, Charanku. No reviews. No reviews. There are no reviews in this place. Now, the only reason I would say that is because no one cares enough to leave a review. You were referring to Jono and me? Who's referring to John? I don't know what, I'm not sure what you're talking about. You lost me. Jono is settled in 100%. He is, I wouldn't say that he's fully acclimated, but he is learning the language, and he is settled here, and he doesn't live here just as a foreigner. So that's what I would say about him. I don't know about you, Jim. I would say, Jim, you need to learn the language, at least the basics, so you can communicate easier. That would make it. That would make you assimilate a little bit more into the culture. Nah, I don't know what the hell I was going to say. I don't remember. Maybe that I was going to say that, Jono has assimilated in to the country. He's been here, I think he's been here almost 6 years now. I don't know if that's the place that we went to. We went to another place that was underground. It was in the basement. I mean, it's instead of going to the ground floor, you just go one down. And Billy and Jono and I went to this place, and it was fantastic. It was excellent. And they had all kinds of tequilas. They had everything. It was really good. I know Charlie Brown, but I don't remember going there. And I went to one other place, which I can't remember. I went on my birthday a long time ago, and they had the best tequila. But man, it was like 10, 12 bucks a shot. And I mean, I had like 5 or 6 shots. It was, that kind of a night. Yeah, I don't know about you, Jim, as far as assimilating into the culture. I think you are getting there. But I think the language thing for you and for Jono, but I think Jono's a step ahead because he's already studying. That's all. I mean, give it a little time. You can't help but, that's the thing here. I don't have anything on anybody else. I've just been here a lot longer and seen a lot of different things, and I don't just like sit in my house all day long every day. That's not what I do. I do a lot of things and go in a lot of different, I've been in universities, I've been in high schools, I've been in hospitals, I've been in police stations, I've been all over. I've been in press conferences, so been in business deals. So after a while, you can't help but pick up a lot of things, and you just start to know what is and what is not. That's all. It's very simple. Anybody with half a brain is going to pick it up. Now, I will say this. I don't know if anybody has spoke to Patia Bob recently. I sent word out to his assistant, Soda, because I usually write Bob every once in a while just to check up and see how he's doing and everything. He used to come in all the time, but, he's a little bit less active now. And he's less active. And I wrote him the other day, and he has not written back to me, and that is very unusual. Like he's never not written back. So I haven't heard from him in something like 2 weeks. So I wrote his assistant, Soda, and I'm trying to find out. Maybe he went back to America. Maybe he's busy with something, I don't know. But I want to find out and see how he's doing. So, as soon as I find out, I'll let everybody else know. I'm just saying, I think he's probably okay. But maybe he went back to the United States, I don't know. So, anyway, it's been a long stream today. Quite long. Almost 2.5 hours. No more news. News is over. One more thing. Family and friends aside, what do you miss about home? And this guy writes, the fishing. I spent a good time of my youth in Hauraki and Northland, which is New Zealand. Now, I also miss the fishing. Because I used to go fishing with my father all the time, and we used to catch grouper, snapper, dolphin, yellowtail, all kinds of different fish. And that's probably what I miss. Honestly, I miss conch fritters, key lime pie, rum cake, and dolphin, mahi-mahi, or dorado. I miss those things, and I miss, the family and everything, but I miss those things the most. So, I miss Bob's driving stream in Pattaya. I don't miss them. I liked them when I was doing them. In the beginning, Bob was like, "Oh, let's get out here and go and have a drink in this bar." And, you know, of course, he didn't want to drink. He wanted me to drink. He wanted me to have a beer or whatever. And I didn't want to sit there with a bunch of chicks hanging on me, or, you know, that they just wanted drinks. And I was like, nah, I don't want to go here. And I went one time to a bar with him. And then after that, we never stopped. We stopped somewhere that had nothing to do with, you know, the ladies. I did go into a place with Bob a while ago. I think this is about 2 years ago. I went in with like 4 or 5 other guys, and we had a great time. I will say that. I miss Arby's. No, I don't miss Arby's. I have craving for Olive Garden. Not really. Although, I found, Jim, the next time you come, I found an Italian restaurant that is not bad. Actually, I might go there today. It's called Fam Time. Famtime. Fam Time. And it is an Italian restaurant. And they have dishes there for 150 to 300 baht. And it was very, very good. You know. And not real pricey. I was in a bar with Bob. He bought a drink for a lady and said it was from me. He wouldn't leave me alone after that. He set me up. Yeah, well, that's what he does. That's what Bob's good at. He likes setting people up like that. He don't want you to set him up. He wants to sit back and, you know, watch everything transpire. So, anyway, time to go. Thank you very much for joining me again for this lengthy stream. I have no, you know, I don't think I'm going to stream on Tuesday because I have something to do. Probably Wednesday or maybe tomorrow, but I don't know. I don't think so. Probably Wednesday. Instead, I'll probably do Wednesday, Friday, or yeah, Wednesday and Friday instead of Tuesday and Friday. Yeah, but I never go to it. I don't like going to places that I think they're chains. But it was very good. I just happened to be walking in yesterday, and I saw it, and I went, hey, you know, maybe we'll go here. And so we went there, and it was really good. I have a late afternoon appointment in a couple weeks. Maybe we can take the ladies out for the Italian. We're not going to take my lady out. I can tell you that right now. It ain't going to happen. She's too busy. She's always busy. She's always working, always doing stuff. And the extra time that she has goes to me alone. See you, Scott. Thanks for the stream. Very good, as they often are. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Aiden. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Do me one favor before you leave. Smash the like button. Hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Look down in the description. Look below the video window. There's merchandise. There's books on my website. Go to my website. There's all kinds of stuff. But yeah, just do whatever you want. Go down there in the description. There's all kinds of good stuff happening. So until, I know Pepinas. I've been there. Been there before. Been there many times with Billy and with Jono and with a couple other people. I've been there before. It's good. I like it. I like their pizzas. And I like some of their other stuff. It's pretty good. So, anyway, thank you very much. And I guess I will talk to you, I think, on Wednesday. I don't think tomorrow. So, anyway, I will talk to you all later. And adios. Arrivederci. Ciao. I am Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Until next time, Chok Di Leo Jerkin Mai. That's good luck and see you later. Yeah, but Dallo, you got the good stuff, man. You got the good stuff. All right, I'll see you guys later.